Daybreak.
What a beautiful day. So wonderful.
Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good morning. We're off to speak to Chris and Gabby now, who are currently on their world cycling tour, cycling 100,000 kilometres through 67 countries across all the 7 continents of the world. This is all whilst raising awareness and funding for the charity Prevent Breast Cancer. This epic adventure is going to take them 7 years non-stop, although they've just done one. They've done their first year. There's going to be no planes, trains or automobiles, just their bicycles and the odd boat for when they need to cross the oceans. Since we last spoke to them in March when they were in Istanbul, they've been to Armenia and Georgia, and tomorrow I believe they're heading to the stands, as in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, etc. They've now been cycling for 1 year. How's it going, guys?
Hi, it's going really well, yeah.
Oh, nice to chat to you both. You've been busy.
Very busy, yeah.
Yeah, since March.
The 1 year's flown by.
Oh, has it really?
I can't believe we've made a year.
Oh, well done. Huge congratulations. You're a seventh of the way through.
Yeah.
And are you where you expected to be? Because I know you did quite a bit of planning before you went. Is everything going to plan so far?
Yeah, all to plan, because we've just had a little bit of rest in Georgia. That was the plan, because in Georgia there's no time scale, because we don't need a visa. So we've had our rest now, and like you say, tomorrow we head off for the stands, because then that's when we're back on visas. We've got limited time to cross through each country. So yeah, we're on time scale with the weather that's ahead of us.
And what's the terrain like in the stands? I'm imagining it to be quite hilly. Have I made that up, or is there some truth in that?
So tomorrow we head through Azerbaijan, and then we cross the Caspian Sea in about a week, which takes us. So we get like a cargo ship, which takes us over to Kazakhstan. So we go through Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, and they're deserts, so that's pretty flat, but it's going to be really tough, because it's going to be temperatures in excess of 50 degrees, I'd say.
Wow.
But then when we leave then Uzbekistan in a few weeks, and we'll be heading for Tajikistan, which they're some of the highest mountains in the world, because we're going to be cycling over the Pamir Highway, which is the second highest road in the world, which is about 15,000 feet. So that, and then temperatures there can drop as low as minus 50. So we're going to go from extreme heat to extreme cold.
Oh gosh! And are you looking forward to this next bit, or are you a bit scared?
For me, this is going to be the biggest challenge, this next stage, because it's a lot different to what we've cycled in the past 12 months, being deserts and, high mountain passes, and we won't see anything for days and days. So,
apart from camels.
It's going to be a great experience, but for me it's a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
I like a good challenge. So it'll take us about 2 months, we think, don't we?
Yeah. We're heading in 2 months. We'll arrive in China. So over the next 2 months, we've got about 4,000 kilometres, and we've got 60,000 feet of mountains to climb. So it's like twice. It's like cycling Everest twice, basically.
So in my head, I just think, it's only 8 weeks. So that's fine. It's not too long.
But I mean, cycling uphill, it's no mean feat. I mean, when I see people do it here near the mountains, I think, God, how on earth are they doing that? Never mind in the heat as well. I mean, how can you have you trained enough for that? Are you going to do some of it walking, or is the aim to really cycle it all?
No, you can't. The trouble is you can't really, because our bikes are that heavy. You just have to pedal. You just pedal in really slow up the mountains, because if you get off and try and push, it's actually more difficult, because you're just trying to use your upper body strength to push the bike, and the bikes are designed to cope with steep ascents. So.
And over the past 12 months, we have done quite a few mountain passes, haven't we, in Switzerland and Italy. So we're kind of used to it now. So we've had our training as we've been going along.
Yeah, all the way through Europe. We tended to choose the more mountainous terrain. So we do actually like the mountains, because you get more more of the better scenery. So, yeah.
I'm impressed that you're picking the mountainous areas. I'd avoid them like the plague.
But you can't. That's the trouble. You can't. Where we go now, you can't actually avoid them.
No.
We have chosen to go over the Pamir Highway, which we could have gone around it, but it's just like a once in a lifetime opportunity to cycle, because it's like the old Silk Road, the famous Silk Road. That's the route we're actually doing. Yeah.
Fabulous. And going back to the weather, I mean, that has a huge impact on what you're doing. I mean, through August, it seems like you're doing some of the hottest places on the planet.
Yeah, we're going from one extreme to the other, because in Turkey it was so cold, wet and icy. So now we're going through real hot weather, aren't we?
Yeah, we're difficult of a night time, because obviously we're sleeping in a tent full time. So, that's when we're in the mountains, the temperatures will plummet. Again, like I said, below sub-zero temperatures, but in the day it's going to be extremely hot.
So now with the tent, we don't put the outer cover on, do we? We just have the inner cover so we can kind of breathe a bit in the heat.
Gosh. So which is harder to cope with? Both. I'm talking about both the cycling and also the general kind of living and sleeping in a tent. The extreme heat or extreme cold?
Well, I'd say extreme heat is it's more dangerous, really, because we are for winter. We've got a lot of winter equipment with us, from sleeping bags and so on, which can, we've already been through a really cold winter and we managed okay. But the heat is more like keeping hydrated, because it can, you've got dangers such as suffering heat stroke and so on. And it's also finding water, because we're going to be in areas off grid with nothing around us for weeks. So that's one of the biggest concerns is getting enough water.
God, so where are you going to get to? Do you know where you're going to be able to get it from then?
Yeah, we've done a lot of research. So the route we've chosen, we're just going to have to carry a lot of water. Because you're going to need in excess of 20 litres a day each. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's like 20 kilos of water that you're carrying.
And we carry a water filter, don't we? So, if we do see rivers or lakes, we will fill up our water bottles.
Oh, that's clever. That's clever. So you can get water from places like that and filter it yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really handy. I had a message from a listener online asking what make of saddle you use. It's something I guess a lot of people would think of it when you're cycling this far, so much distance and different terrain and everything, that you'd have like the best, most expensive equipment. But I understand that's not the case.
I've got a Ridgeback Expedition bike, so I just used a saddle that came with my bike. So I've just, over the 12 months, I've broken that in. So that's super comfy. So no, I didn't buy a special saddle. And
it's whatever suits you, really, because you can buy. In the past, I've had expensive saddles and they've not been that great. I think I've got some. This thing is called like a Cell saddle, which was given to me actually. But I've never had much problems with saddles. It's because people always say, "Oh, is it painful after so many weeks cycling? What kind of saddle do you use?" So now I'm quite lucky. I can use any saddle.
So you don't have the padding or anything?
You wear padded cycling shorts, yeah.
Right.
But if you looked on some photos of like my bike, for instance, on the website, you'll see that my saddle doesn't look the most comfortable. It's quite a weird looking saddle, but it works.
Wow, brilliant stuff. So if people do want to have a look at your website and follow your journey and everything, what's the link?
It's Chris and Gabs worldcyclingtour.com, and there's loads of information on there. We've done lots of good films, all the photos, blogs.
We've just put a film on actually, because we post films on a regular basis, and we've just done one on our 1 year on the road. It's just gone on there. We've also just made because we make a film on every country we cycle through. We've just posted a film all about Georgia.
Is it fun putting together all the films?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that side of things?
Yeah, because we have a lot of, when we're not cycling, we have a lot of spare time, and like when you're in the tent, so we did, every day we're filming everywhere we go. So it's quite. The biggest problem is keeping things charged.
Yeah,
batteries and so on.
And getting Wi-Fi as well, I bet.
Yeah, that's not been a big problem, is it?
But now we're going through the stands. We'll be offline for a good few weeks because we know that the internet, everything's not very good out there.
Right. And are your family back in the UK, are they worried about you, to say you'll be offline for a couple of weeks if they don't hear from you for a long time? Are they worried, or do they know you're okay?
Well, my son, he's not too worried. He's a typical 20-year-old, but yeah, I keep in touch with him. But Gabriella speaks to her mum every day.
Well, my mum now panics because when I'm saying going to Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan, and she goes, "Oh no, it's too dangerous and you can't go." So she panics. So I have to kind of calm her down and go, "No, it's fine." And everybody goes there. It's So yeah, my mum does panic.
Oh, so you manage to get a call in practically every day, do you?
I have at the moment, but I know when we set off tomorrow, it's going to be limited. So I have warned her. She hasn't heard from me in 2 weeks not to panic.
Oh. And do you know much about the stands, the different countries, and what I know you know about the terrain, but do you know much about the people and the food and what to expect?
Yeah, we've done quite a bit of research, and we also know we've got a few friends that are currently cycling through there. So we do sort of check on their websites, how they're getting on, and now and again they do get internet, so they message us just to let us know if there's any concerns.
Well, they say it's just bread and meat?
Well, they just say the food's more like, if you can imagine eating stale bread and horse meat. Yeah. That's what.
Oh gosh!
So we'll probably lose a few pounds over the next few months. Yeah,
absolutely. Graze on the grass. See how that goes.
I have a little survival kit in the bottom of a bag of like noodles and some chocolate. Open it doesn't melt though.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's nice that you're meeting other cyclists along the journey though. That's really fab. People doing surely not a similar thing to you though.
No, there's some people we've met that they've maybe have flown to Iran or somewhere or
Istanbul.
So they're doing it and then they're cycling home or vice versa. Yeah. So they're doing like a 6
months. We haven't met any that are cycling the world for 7 years.
No, I was going to say. Oh, brilliant. Well, if people want to follow your journey, as we said, they can find you online on Facebook and the website, Instagram, everywhere.
Yeah, like with it all, just type in Chris and Gabs World Cycling Tour. And something we're actually asking people now is because we're going to be on the road for the next few months with limited internet access. We find it difficult to fundraise. So we've had a few people lately just helping us by doing fundraisers in the local villages. Or, we recently had a Snodland Town Council back in the UK. They've just done a summer carnival where they raised £1,000 for our charity Prevent Breast Cancer. So there's something on our website. If you go on the front page, it just explains there how, if you want to get involved with us and help us. And
oh, definitely. That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that. So people can find all the details for that on the website as well.
Yeah, there's more information on the website because there's numerous pages, from films all about our charity. There's even our route, our track. We've got a live satellite tracker. So even though we're offline, off grid for a considerable amount of time, we've got this satellite tracker so you can see exactly where we are.
Oh, great.
And there's a message, yeah.
And how are you, Gabby? Is everything all right with you health-wise now?
Yeah, health-wise, I'm really good. And since I set off 12 months ago, I'm a lot fitter now. So, fabulous. Really pleased.
Oh, me too. That's great. Great to hear. Well, Chris and Gabby, thank you so much for joining us. It's always lovely to catch up with you. Good luck with the stands, and maybe we'll catch up towards the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us back again.
Pleasure.
Speaking to you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.